Apple, iPhones, iPads, iOS devices have really been important for online learning and educational environments. Android and Google obviously is very important as well. We're going to talk about both, but in this, we're going to talk about iPhones and iPads and iOS devices in the classroom. So using an iPhone, one of my favorite things is speech to text. And I've talked to some educators about this. They really like the idea. I want to show you guys this feature on my smartphone right now because it's so important. So essentially what you can do with an iOS device, and if any of your students have this, they can use it as well. But there's a very simple tool called speech to text. And so it's right here. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is to use because as you are working online as an online educator, you need to send a lot of comments out. You need to take notes. You need to do a lot of these things. And speech to text, we can talk faster than we can type a lot of times. And especially that is true for students. So let's think about how we might be able to use this. I am using speech to text on my smartphone. Boom. It got it perfectly. So it's not perfect every single time, but it's a great way to get your thoughts into text for comments on student papers, for thoughts in a blog post. I will write blog posts sometimes using this, and then minor editing might need to be done on the computer, but you can get most of your thoughts, especially if you're new to online learning. This is a simple way to get started. Now, another thing to think about is students themselves maybe are just learning how to write, learning how to read. Speech to text can help kind of bridge that gap in a fun, interesting way to get their words on paper. Now, this may be good for an English teacher, may be good for a lot of different educational environments. Now, text to speech is another way to use your smartphone, and it's a great way to have the text that you've written spoken directly into audio. So this is another way. It's the opposite way of, you said, a speech to text. You can do text to speech. So check that out. That's included in your iOS devices, and you can write down instructions and then have it read out into. Now let me show you that really quickly. You will have to go into settings, and in settings, you can see here accessibility. So you're going to want to go into accessibility, and you're going to want to go to voice control. Now, or sorry, not voice control, spoken content. Now in spoken content, you can see here that I have speak selection and speak screen enabled. Now, speak selection will create a little button. When you select text, it will speak that selection. Speak screen actually allows you to swipe down with 2 fingers from the top of the screen to hear the content of the screen. Now let's go ahead and try that with a page about the first president of the United States. Now, once I have that enabled, you can see this speak button here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button so you can hear it.
George was shaken on April 30th, 1789. George Washington, standing on the balcony of Federal Hall on Wall Street in New York, took his oath of office as the first president of the United States.
Now, I find that speech rate very nice. It was nice and smooth. You can go maybe a little faster.
Speak selection reads selected content.
I find that too fast, to be honest. So you can find
Speak
a good
selection reads selected content.
You can find a good area there, and then that swipe down with 2 fingers will start.
Google main menu, Google search. First president. Clear search modes, images, new.
And the nice thing about that is it actually gives you these controls and speed controls there. So it's very nice for starting to read things from your phone. Speech for you by the computer. Now, another really important technology is called AirPlay. And you can use AirPlay with a camera. It's mirroring software for your computer. So you can mirror anything coming off your iPad or your smartphone onto a computer or maybe a projector in your classroom. Now, another easy way to use this would be to use your smartphone with Zoom, with Google Meet as a secondary camera or source into your online meetings. So think of it as an ability to share anything on your smartphone. So FaceTime is a really popular one, and you can use your phone to FaceTime students, to text students, to email students, but you can also use it with Zoom to have kind of informal classroom time with students using Zoom. You can take your iPad and go on a research and group project or even an investigation group. This is so fun, and this is the type of thing you should be thinking about, in my opinion, when it comes to online learning. Let's take the learning outside, right? If you're learning about flowers, go outside with your iPad, hit the record button, and record a 5-minute video of walking out of your classroom to find the flowers that are outside. That might work really well for kindergarten, first, second grade, where we're still learning colors, words, names. In higher education, even, we would be talking about maybe going out and talking about the stock market. Maybe we go out and look at the weather. Maybe we're looking at a temperature gauge. Maybe we're looking at some type of complicated machine that's on campus. Take your phone, take your iPad, and organize a research group and make it into a fun mission. And it really goes along with using your camera and bringing that back and then uploading it and using it. And we'll talk about using it as B-roll in a little bit. So before we leave that subject, I just want to show, here's the camera app here. And generally, you're probably going to want to shoot video in a kind of landscape mode here instead of portrait for most of your work. I'll just put a little thing here that we can use for our example. Now, you'll see here that there's a photo mode and then there's that video mode. You're going to want to probably be in video mode. When you click that button there, you are recording. So you can see the recording is right there. When you stop recording, the video file is now available on your computer or on your phone. You can hit the little up arrow there to email it to yourself. You have a bunch of different options depending on whether you use Dropbox and other things to email it to yourself. And then in a future upcoming video, we're going to be talking about how to incorporate those videos, clips that you're taking from your phone or a GoPro, into a much nicer, great way of sharing lecture captures. Now, another application that's really great on iPads and iPhones, and this is true for Android as well, is language translators. And you have the ability to translate whatever you say into your phone into another language. So it bridges the gap between different language barriers. If you're a language teacher, this is obviously a great tool, and you can use it to incorporate it into the videos that you're creating. And it's actually a really fun tool for a lot of different applications. Now, let me quickly show an example of Google Translate here. This is Google Translate. We have it set up to go to English to Spanish. We can go ahead and type something in like hi, and you'll see that it will show hola, but it will also speak it to us as well.
Hola.
Now, even better, in my opinion, than just typing something in, is the ability to use this conversation button right here. So I'm going to click the conversation button. I'm going to say something, and it's going to translate it to me and read it back to me, and actually, say it out loud. So I really enjoy using this translation app.
Realmente disfruto usando esta aplicación de traducción.
So as you can see, you can actually read words into it, and it will read them back. You can change the languages here. It supports so many different languages. It's really incredible. It might even be fun just to play around with, just to show how different some of these languages are, even if you're not talking about language tools. This is such an amazing tool for all ages. I just wanted to share that. It's called Google Translate. It's available for your iOS or Android devices. So you can capture video and interview a member of your staff, interview a member of the public, interview someone that makes it more fun and engaging. Again, there takes a little bit of a comfort level, getting comfortable making videos. I would say you'd be on the the higher comfort level if you were able to do this, but challenge yourself to do this. Interview a student, interview another teacher, interview your spouse or your own child, interview someone, gather information, and make it fun. And we're going to show you how to use that and turn it into a larger lecture that's more fun and engaging. Now, really quickly, I want to show a quick example of a vlog from 5'1" teacher. She does great work vlogging. You're going to be able to make vlogs like this, but take a look at how personal she gets and the quick little video clips that she shares. We'll just watch 1 minute of this.
So I'm very excited to be making this video. I'm also multitasking at the same time. My name is Brittany. I am a high school English teacher. Just putting this lotion on. Smells so good. I woke up this morning at 5:35. I set my alarm for 5:38, laid for like 5 minutes, and then I just got going. It's still really hard to get out of bed in the morning because it's just pitch black still, and I feel like a lot of people who work, who don't have to, you know, like be there at 7 a.m. It's just a lot easier for them to like wake up.
Now, as this is playing, I just want to describe some of the things that we're seeing. She shows a bit of her personal life. She is showing in the beginning here some quick video clips of her and her life. And, you know, these are the types of quick little video clips, just a couple seconds, showing who she is and just a little bit kind of relatable. And so these are the types of things you're going to learn how to do in this course. Now, you don't have to show all of this stuff, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. But I just wanted to show this is an example of someone that is creating a vlog for school. Now, most iOS devices have an app called Garageband. This is great for music teachers, anyone who's trying to show students kind of how to arrange music. It taps into that creative side, and it's very entertaining, so I wanted to share that. This is what Garageband looks like. As soon as you open it up, you can decide to play an instrument, record an instrument, or share. We'll go ahead and hit play, and you get this full access to this library. So check this out just from an example here. So there's all of these great tools. This is right on a smartphone. So it's just incredible. You know, I don't want to focus completely on this, but just the tools that you have access to, I want to make sure that we kind of showed that. There's also very great collaborative tools on iOS devices. Pages and Keynote are really great for presentations. Pages can be used to create documents. Keynote is very similar to slides. And then if you have Google's Education Suite, you can install all of the apps. And if I show my phone here, it'll show most of them here. I'll show you my phone, which I have here Slides, I have Docs, I have the Drive, I have Sheets, Hangouts. All of these are very powerful. You know, Slides is one. You can use it right on any phone or touchscreen, and it's super helpful. In fact, look at that. There is the presentation that we're going over right now. So it's so popular and powerful, and I would highly recommend using these tools on your smartphone. So that is it, guys. That is how to start thinking about using your iOS, iPhone, or iPad device for doing some cool things. And later, all of this will be applied to creating videos and a content strategy as well. So stick around. I'll see you in the next video. Now, really quickly, the takeaways from this module is how to use an iOS device in the online classroom using your iPhone, your iPad, and many of these tools apply to Androids as well for making learning fun and interactive. Also, another great takeaway are learning these use cases and how to use that speech to text and text to speech in the classroom.